Gotta love these earrings.
Damn.
Hi again everybody and welcome back. Today I want to discuss one of the biggest trends of 2017 fashion with you guys. And I'm guessing you maybe have an idea what it is. Hint. It's velvet. And I know a lot of you have been loving this trend. This is actually one of my favorite trends because I'm a huge velvet lover and have been for a long time, and will probably continue to wear it even after this trend has been dead and buried. But maybe some of you would actually like to try it, but you don't really know how to, or maybe you're afraid that you will look, I don't know, outdated, stuck in the past, like a desperate 90s attempt to kind of look modern. I don't know, because it can possibly be a bit more of a difficult fabric to wear if you're not really sure how to. And I know a lot of you also have some hang-ups in regards to how velvet will look on you, if you can make it work for you, for your body, for your silhouette, if it actually suits you, if it's not too, let's say, pretentious or anything like that. And that is why I want to give you 5 easy tips to make velvet a lot more wearable for everybody. Because also we are heading now into the holiday season and we are having a lot of parties, and basically velvet is one of the best fabrics you can wear for any festive occasion, I think. But I want to also discuss how you can wear it just on a day-to-day basis, because it's a shame to just keep it for those special occasions. But anyway, we'll get into that in a minute. So before we delve into the more fun fashion-related aspects of velvet, I wanted to also give you a really short history lesson, let's say, about the origins of velvet and about how it was regarded and how it evolved in relation to fashion. Because I'm kind of hoping that it will help you, and that maybe there are some other geeks besides me on my channel who like to learn more about the things they wear. Because also that's one of the aspects I love most about fashion. It's not just, oh yeah, this is so pretty, look at my outfit, this is what I like and stuff like that. It's also basically the history of a certain fabric or of a certain cut or of a certain pattern, you know? And us wearing them today is basically, in my opinion, also keeping that history alive, or like bringing it to life again, in case it was a trend that, let's say, disappeared throughout time. Okay, so first things first, velvet actually refers to the structure of the fabric and not necessarily to the composition of it, because originally velvet was made from all natural fibers, of course, so from wool or cotton or silk, of course, for the more high-end, let's say, types of velvet. And of course now we're also using acrylic and more man-made materials. But actually what we commonly refer to as velvet has more to do with the structure than with this very specific type of fabric composition. So you know how you have those little soft, densely packed tufts of fabric on the surface? This is basically what gives velvet its name and its characteristic look and feel. Because velvet is a fabric that can't be mistaken with anything else, just because of how it feels when you touch it, because of how it catches the light. You know, it's a very specific type of fabric structure. And to a lot of us, velvet actually conjures images of luxury and opulence and richness, basically. And I think a lot of us associate it in our minds with European aristocracy and nobility. Because if you think about all those historical portraits that you see in museums, all the kings are wearing clothes or mantles made out of velvet. So of course you would be thinking that this is where velvet comes from, where it originated. But there's actually evidence that velvet dates way back to the year 200 BCE. And that actually originates from China. And then slowly it made its way into Europe, and then Italians in the region of Venice actually started producing it, and they became one of the major hubs, let's say, for velvet production. And when we think of the 20th century, velvet had its years and decades of popularity, such as, for example, in the 1920s and the 1970s, of course. And now it's actually getting a bit of a revival, because it has fallen out of favor for a long time and it was considered to be very outdated. But now actually designers have started to incorporate it more and more in their creations, which brings us to today's fashion and trends and how we can make them work for us. Now, something that I hear a lot of times from women when it comes to wearing velvet is that they're not sure if it would flatter their figure. And I hear this especially from well-built women, let's say, from women with a fuller silhouette, that they're afraid that wearing velvet will actually make them look, let's say, even fuller or chubbier or whatever else, and that it won't be as flattering on them as other fabrics. And to this I would like to say that, of course, I do understand this concern because velvet catches the light in a way that other fabrics don't, and it can actually make certain areas of your body where you place it look, let's say, plumper. But what I can say is that color and cut of the garment is so much more important than the consistency of the fabric. And the most important thing is that you find a garment that is well tailored to your body, that flatters you, that, you know, cinches you in the waist, or that maybe flows over your waist if you don't really want to showcase it. You know, the kind of cut that really brings out your best assets. And also, if you find it in a color that's really flattering for you, for your hair, for your skin, a color that makes you actually look a lot more alive and more, you know, like you have a glow from within, then of course the consistency of the fabric will not be as important. But also what I can say is that if you're super concerned about this, like let's say for example you are top heavy, so the upper half of your body is a lot bigger or even a little bigger than your bottom half, and you really don't want to draw attention to that, well, then I would just recommend that you wear velvet on the bottom half of your body. It doesn't need to be like a head to toe velvet look, you know, if you're concerned about one area of your body. So for this kind of situation, I would recommend that you wear, for example, a darker colored top, so then your upper area looks more streamlined. And then you can go with a really nice flared velvet skirt, because the velvet will already draw the eye where it's being placed, because it's such a special, luxurious fabric that of course your eye automatically goes to it. So when you choose a really nice model that brings out your best features, then you can just direct the onlooker's eye where you want it to go. And another tip regarding velvet and your silhouette is, for example, let's say that you do want to wear a velvet blazer maybe, or a velvet dress, even though, like in the situation I was previously discussing, you are a bit top heavy. Then I would just recommend that you go with a very streamlined cut, like no extra frills, no, I don't know, bows or colorful buttons or anything like that on top of the blazer. Just like a really simple streamlined one, maybe a navy one or a black one. And I guarantee this will look good on you. It won't matter that the fabric is actually, you know, more poofy, let's say, like velvet is, because the color and the cut will already work in your favor. And to give you my personal example, I want to show you this beautiful velvet dress from Zara, which, as you can see, has a V-shaped neckline and a really pretty detail right under the bust line, so just in the waist area. And of course this detail will immediately draw the eyes directly to that area, which is something that I want because my waist is a lot smaller than the rest of my body and I always want to draw attention to it. And then it just really nicely skims over my hips, which is one of the areas that I like to streamline as much as possible. And this is how you can see that the cut and the color of the dress are actually way more important than the fact that it's made out of velvet. I don't have to be concerned that it will add weight to my bottom area because it's so, you know, fluid and so, let's say, heavy, but in a really good way, that it just falls very nicely and makes the entire area look a lot more clean and nicely shaped and streamlined. Now, another tip I have on wearing velvet is don't keep it just for special occasions. Now, I know a lot of women think that velvet is so precious and like so sumptuous that it should only be worn during the nighttime or for special parties or occasions or anything like that. To which I say, that's really good. You can definitely do that and wear it for such an occasion, but I think it's a shame to not wearing during the day as well, and just on a day-to-day basis, you know, because incorporating even a bit of velvet in your regular daytime outfit can give it that, you know, that extra something, that pop of interest that your outfit sometimes needs. And for that purpose, just imagine a really streamlined velvet cami dress with black tights and black over the knee boots and with a biker jacket on top. How awesome would that look? And it will keep you feeling warm and looking chic and trendy, and it's just something different, you know, from all the other tens and hundreds of outfits you see every day and that don't really catch your eye with anything. And the thing with velvet is that it can be integrated in so many ways. You can choose a velvet dress or just a velvet sweater or a velvet blazer, or even if you're a bit more daring, a pair of velvet boots, like those over the knee boots that they have at ASOS. I don't know if you know them, but I will link them in the description below so you guys can go have a look. But I think they are amazing. So let's say for example this winter you want to wear a really oversized sweater, you know, like a sweater dress that hits right above your knee, and then you add a pair of tights and those velvet boots, and I think that's just the perfect winter outfit. And speaking of that, and we're now going into my next tip, if you want to wear velvet but you're not really sure how to, or you don't know how to approach it, or maybe it intimidates you a little bit, I would say just incorporate it in your outfit through accessories. And luckily now you have plenty to choose from. All the retailers have them. You can choose a velvet bandana or a velvet bag, or a really beautiful pair of velvet loafers like the ones I have here, which I already showed you guys in a haul a while ago, where I think they make such a good example. And another great one is this velvet bag right here that I bought from Zara, which I think is adorable, and I think it's so appropriate for this holiday season because you can wear it to a lot of parties. It's basically like an evening clutch, but you know, in a box shape, which I think is so cool. And this is, for example, what I'm planning on taking with me when I go to the ballet to see the Nutcracker this Christmas. And another small-ish accent that I like to add to my outfit sometimes is this velvet vest right here. And this is a traditional Romanian vest. It's embroidered by hand, and something that I bought from a lady whose great-grandmother used to have it, so you can see how old this thing is. And I did change the original lining actually because I preferred a really simple one. It came with a checkered brown and cream one, but the structure of the vest is otherwise intact, and I really like adding this basically over anything. It can be worn over a dress or over a simple shirt, and then it just elevates the whole look. Now, another tip, if you are die-hard velvet fans like I am and you don't really want to part with it once this trend inevitably fades, is to just look for really classic pieces. So for example, if you buy a pair of, I don't know, bell-bottom velvet pants, those will go out of style like that. Like, yeah, they're super cool and you're going to be wearing them for a few times, but then you're probably just going to be leaving them on the bottom of your dresser. But if you buy a really well-designed, well-cut velvet blazer, and I know I've mentioned the velvet blazer about 1,000,000,000 times in this video, but I think it's just a potential classic piece that you could wear for years to come. So if you buy such a piece, you'll definitely be able to wear it even long after the trend is gone, because classic pieces, timeless pieces, will always have a place in your wardrobe. And this is also true, I believe, for velvet dresses as well. And especially if you buy a really, you know, eye-catching special velvet dress that you can wear for winter weddings, for example, or for any sort of Christmas occasions, it will always be something that you will be reaching for in the cold season. So I say, don't be afraid to invest in a really beautiful piece just for fear that this trend will fade. Because of course trends will come and trends will go, and then they will come back again. And if you have a really great looking investment piece, it won't even matter because you will be able to wear it time and time again, and it will not look out of place for a moment. Or even if you say you buy an investment piece that you don't want to wear after the trend fades, then you can certainly give it to your daughter or to a younger sister when the trend inevitably resurfaces. And my final bit of advice when it comes to wearing velvet is, if you really think that this fabric doesn't suit you, or it doesn't make you feel comfortable, or you simply don't like it for any reason, then don't wear it. It's as simple as that. You don't have to wear every single trend that comes out. You don't have to adopt every trend that the designers try to push on you, because it's normal. Not everybody can like everything. Not everybody can feel like, you know, yeah, I really can incorporate this, or I can play with this in any way. It's just the fact that some trends are not for you, and that's completely fine. The next trend will always come along. However, if you're even a little bit curious about wearing velvet and maybe you didn't dare to try any velvet pieces so far, I'm really hoping that maybe my video gave you a bit of information and a bit of courage to try it out, because in the end, let's say you buy a velvet piece and you end up hating it. You know what, it's not the end of the world. It's a trend that you tried, that you maybe didn't like, but at least now you know for yourself. Okay guys, so this was my video for today. I am really hoping that it helped you understand velvet a little better and how to wear it and what to consider when you're buying a velvet piece. And of course, I'm really curious to hear if you guys like this fabric, if you have adopted this trend, and how you guys wear it. So leave it all in the comment section below because I really want to hear back from you guys. And as always, if you've watched so far, then thank you very much for being with me. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave me a comment like I said. Don't forget to also subscribe if you haven't already. And I really do appreciate all of your guys' support and any interaction that I have with my beautiful YouTube community. And until next time guys, have a fabulous weekend and a lovely week ahead, and I'll see you here in 1 week with a new video. Bye everybody.